Hello, happy Monday. I think it's Monday. Oh, it might be Tuesday. I'm not sure. I don't know what day it is. I know what day it is right now when I'm recording this. Listen, I'm going to cut right to it. I know that last time you watched a video with me, we were talking about the importance of checking spelling because we're into the editing stage of our stories now. And one of the things you want to do when you check for your writing and making sure that it's ready for the world to read is to not only make sure that you've spelled words, but that somebody else can read your story and navigate that story like as if they're driving a car. And so if they're driving a car, it should make the turns pretty easily. But if there are some challenges with your writing, they're not going to be able to turn the corner when they're reading. I'll show you what I mean. If you have writing on a piece of paper in front of you that your reader's going to get confused when they're in the middle of reading it because it doesn't make sense, because there are some little mechanics that are sort of missing, that's going to make it hard for your reader to read it. So what I've done is I have the first paragraph that I shared with you last week about walking down 11th Street. I'm not going to do my whole piece, but I'm going to show you this first paragraph. You should be able to use this little editing checklist today. And in the editing checklist, you want to make sure that your sentences start with capital letters, that you have proper nouns that start with capital letters, that your sentences end with periods, that you've used commas and question marks and exclamation points, and that your reader can actually figure out what's going on in your story because it's written in a way that they can actually read it. So I want you, and when you're done with all this, to actually give it to somebody and say, is this legible? Can you read this? All right, so what I'm going to do first is show you the story that I wrote last week. I'd been walking along 11th Street, swinging my umbrella, humming a song on my phone, and thinking about how much I was looking forward to going home. I was planning on making some tea, curling up with a book, and putting on a pair of slippers, the ones with the fuzz inside. Whew! I'm out of breath. There's no place for this reader to pause. And what readers need are commas and periods, and sometimes exclamation points and capital and question marks in order to take a breath. You have to tell the reader where to pause. They're not going to necessarily know. So if I was looking at this editing checklist, I would want to know, do my sentences start with capital letters? So I'm going to go back to my story right now. That's the beginning of this sentence, had been walking along 11th Street, swinging my umbrella, humming on my... There's no other periods except for that one. So yeah, this one big long sentence starts with a capital letter. I guess I've done my job. My story is ready for the world to read. No, it's not. I'm going to go back now and say, do my proper nouns start with capital letters? Now remember, a proper noun is an actual thing of something that you are saying. So it's not just I was on the street. I was on 11th Street. And 11th Street is the name of the street. So that should actually be, whoop, edit undo, abort mission. I'm going to go into the word 11. Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh. You guys are all laughing right now, aren't you? There we go. Ever so gingerly, she gave it a capital 11 and a capital street. And if I continue reading, there's no other words in here that are proper nouns. So I've got that checklist part of my thing done. And in this case, I guess I can circle. I mean, I'm going to just right now just say, yes, I've done that. Yes, I've done that. Did my sentences end with periods? Oh, I don't think they actually did because there's only one sentence here that ends with a period. And I think I actually need more than one sentence. I'm going to see, where do I need my reader to pause? I'd been walking along 11th Street, swinging my umbrella, humming a song on my phone, and thinking about how much I was looking forward to going home. Thinking about how much I was looking forward to going home, period. Oh, I was planning on making some tea, curling up with a book, and putting on a pair of slippers, the ones with the fuzz. Putting on a pair of slippers. If I end with a period here, I think I should start with a capital letter. All right. Here's a period and a capital. Here's a capital. Here's a capital. I think I got it. Let me go back. Did I use commas? A comma tells the reader, oh, you should kind of pause here. I'd been walking along 11th Street, swinging my umbrella, humming a song on my phone, and thinking. I'd been walking along 11th Street. This is very slow today. I've been walking along 11th Street. Oh, I did it again. It's so slow. That's why it's doing this. I've been walking along 11th Street. There we go. Swinging my umbrella, humming a song on my phone, and thinking about how much I was looking forward to going home. I think that I should be a capital letter. I was planning on making some tea, curling up with a book, and putting on a pair of slippers, the ones with the fuzz inside. There's my commas. Done. Going back. Did I use question marks? I don't think there's any questions in my story. I've been walking along 11th Street, swinging and thinking about how much I was looking forward to going home. I was planning on making some tea, curling up with a book, and putting on a pair of slippers with the ones with the fuzz inside. No, I don't need a question mark there. And I don't know, the exclamation point is kind of like a wow. Did I use them? I've been walking along 11th Street, swinging my umbrella, humming a song on my phone, and thinking about how much I was looking forward to going home. That's a little bit much. So I don't think I want to put an exclamation point there. I was planning on going home, making some tea, curling up with a book, and putting on a pair of slippers and ones with the fuzz inside. Woo! Too much. I'm not going to add an exclamation point there. Can my reader figure out my story? Now I would take my story and I would go to my trusty friend, Martha, or maybe I should go to Theodle. Theodle's not here right now, but if she were, I would ask her to read my story and see if the story is ready for the world to read. All right, and make sure that it makes sense. I would say you can go to a person at your pod, ask your friend, ask your mom or your dad, and say, could you please read this for me and make sure that makes sense? And then they're gonna be like, sure, darling, I'd be happy to. All right, so I'm going to say that at this point, you are ready to rock and roll. Tomorrow, we're gonna do a little bit of work with paragraphing, and then you will be ready. You'll be ready to copy your story over and make it ready for the world to read. Okay. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.